back to the Pantry Kitchen. I'm Catherine, and today we're making the ultimate pie dough. This will work for fruit fillings, fluid fillings like a pumpkin pie, everything that you need it for. We're going to show you that, and then later on I'll show you mixed berry hand pies that I've got some mixed berry filling. You can use whatever filling you like for these, but I'm going to use a berry compote today. So let's get started. In the bowl of my stand mixer, I've got 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of salt, and in that I'm going to start to stream in the vegetable oil. Then you're going to need chilled cold water and cold butter, okay? So with this running on low, I'm going to just stream in the vegetable oil. Perfect. So you're just looking for this to not really make the dough already. That's what the butter and the water are going to do. But the vegetable oil is going to make it really flaky, and it's going to allow it to be really tender and crisp, but also really, really flaky is what we want, right? So now with my mixer running, I'm going to start adding in my butter. And this is just cut into pieces. It doesn't have to be super big or super small. That's what your mixer's for. And I let the mixer do all the work, so you don't want to put it all there in at once, just because you don't want to overload the mixer, but it will kind of knead it in. Is essentially what we're doing, is kneading it in, but this kind of saves you the time by hand, and then you don't have to do it by hand. If you want to, you definitely can, but when I've got a great machine like this that can do it for me, I'm going to go with this guy. So we're looking for this to be kind of a coarse crumb. Like, we don't want it to be, you don't want large chunks of butter in there like I'm putting in right now. You want it to kind of disperse all the way through the flour, because that will create a really flaky crust, because in the oven the butter will steam and it'll create those layers. So I'm not going more than low speed. You don't need to. It's going to work itself in. And once you see it's a coarse crumb, you can stop the mixer if you need to. You shouldn't have to, and then you can stream in your cold water. So we're almost there. Alright, so I'm just going to stop it to show you. So you want it to be able to push in your hands, but not super doughy yet. We're gonna make it all combined with the water, but all the butter is in there now, and so now we're gonna stream in the water. And in this too, I forgot to mention, I have white vinegar, and that will also help keep the crust really tender. You can use lemon juice too if you don't have white vinegar. I know some people use apple cider vinegar as well. I like the white vinegar because it doesn't give any other taste. And same with the lemon juice. Both will do the same, but I like the white vinegar. And don't worry about getting all this right now. We're going to have the whole recipe in the description bar for you to make. So once it's almost kind of all together in the bowl, you'll start to see it form a dough. And that's when I can take it out, because I don't want to overmix this as well. I'm going to knead it a little bit with my hands, and then I'm going to wrap it in plastic wrap. Now I'm just going to bring the dough together on my bench here. Nothing crazy, I'm just looking to bring it together in a disc. And I'll just take a couple of kneads. This dough is very forgiving and really soft right now. So we're going to just bring it together in a disc. You're going to wrap it with plastic wrap, and then you're going to let it chill in the fridge. So it needs to chill at least, I'd say, a half hour to an hour, even more. Sometimes if you know you're making it, if you're making a pie, you can have this, you can freeze it and then you can pull it out the day before, or you can chill it in the fridge for up to 1 day before, and then you'll be able to have your pie dough ready to go. But anywhere from a half hour to an hour is really safe for you to have your pie dough chilled. So I'm just going to shape it into a disc, just because this will help us roll it out later. Wrap it up and pop it in the fridge. Now that our dough is chilled, we can go ahead and roll it out. So all I've done is lightly flour my surface. Depending on if your dough is sticky or not, you might need a little bit more flour, but don't worry, we can brush it off. And I floured my rolling pin. So we're just gonna roll this out about 1/4 of an inch thin. And I'm gonna use my bowl here as my guide to give us a nice circle to work with. Now that our dough is all rolled out, we can go ahead and cut. So I'm just using a bowl here, whatever you have and whatever size really you want to make your hand pies, that's what you can use. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out all my circles, and then we'll go ahead and fill them. Now that we've got them all cut out, and my recipe for 1 pie dough made 10 hand pies, and that's my size. So if you did them smaller, then you could get more. So what I'm going to do is just stretch it out a little bit. Okay. And I've got a fork here to crimp the edges. I've got my berry filling. You can use whatever filling you want. And don't be afraid if it's a little bit of a loose filling, because my filling especially has a bit of cornstarch. It's going to thicken up in the oven. So I got the filling in there. I'm just going to pinch together all the sides. And then once I have it all pinched together, kind of like a little pierogi. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, and sometimes you might need to flour your fork. I'm going to crimp the edges. And this just seals both the pie dough edges together so that nothing leaks out. Now let me show you that again. I'm going to take your circle, stretch it out just a little bit. An ice cream scoop really helps in this scenario. Again, I've got a smaller one, just to put the filling right in the center. You're going to pick it up and pinch the sides. And it's okay if a little bit of filling starts to come out. No big deal. And this recipe is perfect because if, let's say you're making them for the holidays or an event coming up, but you want to make them ahead of time, it freezes really well, and then you can bake them right from frozen. So you put them just like this right into the freezer in one even layer, and then when you're ready to go ahead and bake, you just preheat your oven to 400 degrees and then pop them in there for about 20 minutes. So before the hand pies go in the oven, what I'm going to do is just sprinkle them. Just fucking wash over here. All right. So what I'm going to do before the hand pies go in the oven is just brush them with a little egg wash. And this will help make them golden brown and brown evenly in the oven. And it will also help our raw sugar that we're going to put on top stick to the hand pies. And this just makes a nice little crunch on the outside. Plus it looks really pretty. All right. Now that we're done that, pop them in the oven. They're going to bake for about 20 minutes. Perfectly golden brown. So they were in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. Now this is, I only baked 3 because I need the other ones for this week, which works perfect. Just pop them in the freezer and then pop them in a 400-degree oven for about roughly the same time. I find when they're frozen for some reason, it only takes about 20 minutes in a 400-degree oven. This was about 25 minutes to get them really golden brown, but they're super hot right now, so I'm not going to taste this one, but make sure you guys like and comment down below what you want to see in the future. If you want to see more recipes using pie dough and what you can do with it, let me know. Other than that, I will see you later, guys, and don't forget, smile lots. Bye!